Hello everyone, my name is Flare Blitz and we've returned back to Pedestal. Excuse me ma'am, you mentioned before that you sometimes saw Miyuki and you frequent a cafe, right? That's right, it's a place called Cafe Grande del Sol. It's nice and quiet. Do you know it? I don't. Cafe Grande del Sol in Shiniyama, huh? Okay, understood. I'll try going there. Thank you for the information. And the nurse is not at least just a tad bit conspicuous as to why she's wondering about the location of a individual. Press subkey to skip. We're not going to do that. Hello. Oh, Miyuki, I don't think she's too pleased to see us. Miss Aoi, what are you doing here? I just happened to be walking past and spotted you in here. That's a total lie. Since I'm here, is it okay if I accompany you? No. Okay, go ahead. I didn't expect that. Really? This is a nice place, huh? There's a calming mood. And the classical music they're playing feels like a really good fit. I hear that the owner likes classical. I'll have to come here before lessons to quietly relax. I see. Miss Aoi? Yes? I'm sorry for before, grabbing you and such. I was bewildered in many ways. No, I'm the one who is constantly doing rude things. Please don't worry about it. Miss Aoi, may I ask you something? Was Shiori's death really an accident? I heard from an orchestra club member that lately the teachers have begun to say as much. You were investigating Shiori, Miss Aoi, hearing that she died in an accident. Did you think anything of it? I believe it was an accident too, or well, through my investigation, I became confident in that. Did you have any thoughts on it yourself, Miyuki? Concerto for Two Violins. That's the name of the song, isn't it? The song that's playing right now. It's good, is it not? A dialogue between two violins, thinking of the other and accommodating. That harmony can result in such beauty. I wish to have that sort of relationship with Shiori. As a senior, as one she relied upon, I should have devoted myself to keeping such a relationship. Yet, were you too self-absorbed? Meditation Dathysis. Miyuki, when I asked you about that song, you were incredibly shaken, bringing up Natsume's name. You said there was no discord between you and Natsume, but while it may not have been discord, there was something, surely. And that is a connection to Meditation Dathysis, am I wrong? It's nothing so solid as a connection. It's just that, to me, it's a song that reminds me of unfortunate things. Unfortunate things? Of my own worthlessness. My inability to come to Shiori's aid. How come you said that? Oop. Shiori, you still haven't gone home. It seems everyone else already has, and I'm going to lessons myself soon. Okay. Something up? This is Meditation Dathysis, yes? Are you practicing it? Yes. I have a class recital coming up, so I have to learn that song. A wonderful song, isn't it? I'd like to try playing this sort of comforting piece myself sometime. Miyuki, do you know the plot of Thysis? Only vaguely, but yes. A tragic love between a monk and a courtesan, I believe. Did you not, Shiori? No. The other day, I borrowed the original book from the library to read it. I take it you didn't find it appealing. Perhaps your opinion would change if you wanted to watch the opera? No, that's not it. It kind of hit close to home, I guess. How do you mean? Amphenel was allured by Thysis, but desperately tried to resist it and reformed her. but in the end he confessed his feelings as Physis died, although they failed to reach her as her senses were going dim on her deathbed. That sort of thing, having the courage to tell someone your feelings, yet there being no point of it, it leaves you kind of empty. If you had just said them sooner, then whether they would accept or reject it, at least you probably would have gotten something from it. Tragic love stories like that being praised as artful makes me kind of frustrated. It wouldn't be good in the slightest to be in that situation yourself. I think the emotional impact is what makes it important. Like, how do you carry yourself in that kind of scenario? Amphinel was a monk, so confessing his love for a courtisan meant going against his faith. It was his own ruin. I understand the feeling behind thinking he should have said it sooner, but the hesitation and miscommunication make the story interesting, I feel. Yeah, and besides, you can go on endlessly pointing out things like that. That's just how operas are. Tragic love is a commonplace theme. Yep, Romeo and Juliet, as an example. I get that, but I can't help myself from empathizing with Amphinel. It's just awful. To not be able to show your true self without your true self until you're in a hopeless situation. I guess you really have to take action yourself, huh? Or else you'll be regretting at the very end. I don't want that. Are you not in a good mood because Amphinel dragged you down? It's not like you to mope like that so much, Shiori. It's not like me, is it? I actually don't want to play violin. Ooh. I was made to play it as far back as I can remember. It's nothing but inherent. I never heard of that word before, but I've continued to until now. Being complimented for it doesn't make me at all happy. I actually don't like classical music or operas either. They're made important just because lots of people have listened to them since a long time ago. I don't care for that. Do you think it's not like me to say things like that, Miyuki? What brought this on all of a sudden? Parents. Realizing my feelings made me disgusted with all these things I've accepted as obvious before. It made me not want to throw it all away, but it's not proving that simple. I can't change things around me, so all I can do is change myself. And to do that, there's things I have to resolve. One of them depends on me. I could take action on it right away if I had the courage, but I'm having a hard time bringing myself to. And another is a problem that I doubt I can do anything about alone, so I have to discuss it with someone. But who should I talk to? It absolutely couldn't be my parents, and I don't want to worry my friends. What should I do? Grumbling like this isn't very like me either, is it? Indeed. Indeedy. You possess many things, Shiori. Perhaps it would be more accurate to say you were given them? I suppose you must experience your own sorts of difficulties, but I believe those are feelings that only those so privileged can understand. Honestly, I can't understand them myself, for I believe in valuing what one has accumulated. Yep, violin is all I have. Skill is something one acquires through intense efforts. I have never even considered letting it go. So if you confess to me that you want to discard everything and become a new you, I don't know how to respond. You and I are different. I cannot deeply understand your feelings, Shiori, which is why I can say nothing. I don't care to present myself in a patronizing manner as your senior and offer meddling service level advice. Ooh. That would merely be pampering you. And I don't want to pamper you, Shiori. So I asked you not to speak of it anymore. Myself, I'll act as if I didn't hear it. Hostile, a little bit. Pampering? It's not like that, Miyuki. Rather, I'm the one who wants to. You know, I feel kind of refreshed after letting it out. I'm sorry for looking so indecisive there, Miyuki. I'll be diligent as ever again tomorrow. Yep, when tomorrow comes, maybe not. Okay, but please keep what I told you a secret, okay? I don't want to worry anyone. Yeah, you say you don't want to worry people like your friends, but yet you're saying I don't want to worry anyone else? Right, well, see you tomorrow. Okay, good luck with your lessons. I'll excuse myself. Oh. Miyuki seemed more focused on her career rather than people around her. Her showing me weakness and letting out negative feelings like that, I really did find it unlike Shiori. And it also irritated me a bit. She's blessed with an ideal environment and popularity. What could she want? Stuff that is behind the scenes which you don't probably experience. Shiori did return to her usual after that, the bright, honest and diligent Shiori everyone loved. She even treated me the same as ever, so I felt relieved thinking that things were really alright now. But I was wrong. I realized as much from Shiori's attitude after the concert mistress decision. The strain between us after training the seat of concert mistress may have been because I was the one feeling uneasy. I felt worthless but being no help at all, unable to understand Shiori's feelings, and above all else, I was apologetic. But I told myself it was fine that way, that it was better than patronizingly doing anything half-hearted. Well, I heard Shiori had done that. I recalled Shiori from back then, and my mind went blank. Because I'd witnessed Shiori being troubled by something, and had treated her coldly out of my own selfishness. If Shiori really had done that, did I take some responsibility for it? I agonized over that. No, not at all, Miyuki. Even hearing that her passing was an accident, my regrets can never go away. Some things unfortunately do not have a conclusion. Why? Why couldn't I have been more empathetic? Shiori just wants to depend on me, to lean on my shoulder. Instead of worrying about myself, I should have just listened and comforted her. Can I cut in for a second? I don't want to hit you while you're down or anything, Miyuki, but I can't help but be curious, so... What exactly do you mean that being an empathetic senior is pampering? Listening to a junior's worries and giving them advice, isn't that just familiarity? How would it be pampering? If it were, then what's the point of taking part in a club? Especially one like orchestra, where everyone collaborates. Despite being respected by everyone in the club and adored by Natsume, was that how you yourself thought? Come to think of it, Miyuki, you said you quit as concert mistress because you didn't want to depend on your juniors. I was just thinking of that. Does that basically mean you disliked being familiar with the club members, and that's why you quit? But weren't you happy about Natsume depending on you? That's what I heard. And the girls in orchestra club said you were harsh but caring, like a mother. And yet, you thrust away Natsume when she showed weakness, saying you didn't want to pamper her. It's all kind of strange. Thinking of everyone in the club as dear, yet suddenly quitting as concert mistress and pushing Natsume away. To be honest, I don't have any idea what it was you wanted, Miyuki. I don't think she even knows what she wants herself, actually. All told, do you want to be alone? Or do you want to be with the others? Which is it? Strange, Oh shoot, I rambled on insensitivity and bluntly again. Indeed, it is strange. I recognize that myself, that I'm off kilter. I wasn't that way before. Awkward as it is to say this about myself, I was more steady, but an incident occurred. Say, Miss Ui, why is Miss Abby not here today? Why, just worked out that way. Come on, Akari, I think she can see through you. What is it? Why do you suddenly mention Akari? I hate that girl. Ooh? No, that's not it. It's not hate, but fear. I'm afraid of her. What did she do? What did you witness? Well, that's all for today. Next time we'll start that title. Understood. Thank you very much. Incidentally, Miss Endu, are you still keeping up with your club activities? You were an orchestra club, yes? Indeed, I'll be retiring after the Culture Festival in November. I don't want to meddle too much in your social life, but don't you think you might want to retire sooner? You're a third year. Shouldn't you focus on entrance exams? That's true. My parents agree with you that there's no need to continue with a club and just lessons should be enough. But I have thoughts of my own and wish to continue with it still. Apologies. Thoughts? I know I'm not a person who can integrate into a community easily. Integrate. I'm often alone and highly competitive. It's as if I always end up isolated, despite not necessarily wanting it. I feel uneasy, wondering whether I'll be able to carry on, given this way I am. I'd like to study abroad if I can make it to a music college, and someday join an orchestra. As such, I cannot be a one-woman act. I joined the orchestra club because I wish to be able to get on well with a group, to learn to construct proper relationships with people. However, and also, if I played by myself forever, I'm certain there are times I'd feel lonely. I love the violin and greatly enjoy being able to play it daily. By now I have improved enough for music college to be my sights. But to flip that around, violin is all I have. All I can do is play violin, from now until forever. When I perform with the orchestra club, I feel as if those uneasy feelings can fade away. All of them are fellow music lovers, so it's great fun to be with them. We often have an understanding, and that makes me very happy. So, please allow me to continue with the club until the third years must retire. Though I know it's selfish. I understand. Please, do what your heart tells you. Just ensure that you can manage both the club and lessons. Yes, I'll do my best. Diligent. But what does that have to do with Akari? Oh, here we go. Pardon me, I'm sorry I'm late. Do you have a moment? Second year Miss Abby, wasn't it? Is today the day of the meeting of library assistants? I don't see anyone here. Did it finish already? We're just putting labels on new books today. The others already finished, so they went home. I see, then I must hurry as well. Oh yeah, come to think of it, good job with last month's concert. It was really great. Noticed the soloist changed from the opening to the rest of the songs. The soloist for the opening song was second year Natsume, yeah? Dancy Maccabee was Shiori, yes. It's one of her best songs, so I had her perform the solo. Did you come to listen to us? Nah, there's an online video. It's not as good as the real life experience. Natsume's solo was skillful, but she performed so flawlessly. It was kind of uninteresting. You wanted a muck-up somewheres? Wonder if she lacked the drive to come to the forefront. Like she was so conscious about blending in, she ended up feeling buried. Meanwhile, your solos were bold, passionate, and with a tinge of danger. I like that. Thank you, but Shiori is really very good. Beyond your skill, of course. Performing skill isn't the only thing you need in an orchestra. You don't just simply play well. You must be conscious of harmony. I'm a one-woman act, so I'm unsuited for a coordinator role. Shiori absolutely has more popularity and people managing ability. Aren't you the club head, Miyuki? Not to mention the concert mistress. Hardly a one-woman act, are you? About that, the others have been a bit afraid of me, keeping themselves as a distance, thinking me harsh and cold. But thanks to Shiori becoming familiar with me, the others' impressions of me seem to have been changing. Shiori is liked by all and deeply trusted. Thanks to her, I've had an easier time. In that sense, Shiori has helped me immensely. I'm considering asking her to be the next concert mistress. Miyuki, you're really good at violin. Are you aiming for a music college? Yes, it's my dream to become a professional. I also attend lessons. No kidding, that's amazing. Kind of surprising to see someone like that working diligently for a mere school club. Won't being in the orchestra club just be a hindrance to entrance exams? If you go into lessons, couldn't you just stick with those? How sharp. My parents and violin teacher have told me the same thing. But it's alright. As I said, an orchestra needs more than just performing skill. Above all, I enjoy it. It's very comfortable to be with everyone in the club. For one who has nothing but violin, allies with whom I can share an understanding gave me courage. That's why the club is important to me. But you're a soloist. I get that. So that's your focus, huh? If it works for you, Miyuki, then I suppose that's fine. Though it is a shame. What's a shame? Just feels a bit wasteful, thinking how someday your intrepid solos could end up as plain as Natsume's. What do you mean? I'm saying that if you prioritize comfort and depend on on others over refine your skills and individuality, that's how it might end up. It's really difficult to both exhibit your own personality and harmonize with a group, isn't it? Even for a pro. If you prioritize harmony with a group now during your training stages, I'm wondering if some level of genericization is unavoidable. That's a cutting thing to say. Sorry. It's just my opinion as an amateur. Don't worry about it. And I get how you feel. Seems like you're giving Natsume special treatment after all. Wow. I'm not close to Natsume and I don't know her very well. But I always see her surrounded by people. Always thought it must be comfortable to be around Natsume. Easy to rely on, I figure. So that's how she must be to you, too. In which case, hey, that's fine. Thanks to Natsume, you're having a fun time with a club and not getting left alone, right? In other words, your love for the orchestra club owes a lot to Natsume. If it helps you comfortably enjoy music, Miyuki, then I think it's totally valid to depend on a natural leader like Natsume. Would be a shame to see your performances get less interesting, but hey, if that's all it is, not like you're a pro yet anyway. 'Cause all this is my amateur opinion as someone not well versed in music. So don't let it bother you, yeah? You're wrong. You're mistaken, Miss Abby. I'm not relying on Shiori. Whoopsie. Dropped it. Sorry about that. So, what were you going to say? Nothing. Ooh, wasn't that intentional by Akari to drop that to cut the conversation? I finished up, so I'm headed home. I'll take my leave. Miss Abby, enough about that, honestly. Not interested in the kind of answer you can't give even after I repeat myself. Oh, sorry. Please, don't get the wrong idea. I do like your playing, Miyuki. Wow. Talk about leaving a conversation open like that. Miyuki? Wow, that is really harsh. Like, you just left the conversation open there. Violin is the only thing I can be proud of. It was my dream above all else to become a professional violinist. Always by myself, I devoted everything solely to refining my violin skill. I told myself that the occasional unease and loneliness were just trials I had to surmount to realize my dream. What counteracted that solitude of mine was the existence of the orchestra club. Though at risk of isolation, Shiori rescued me. I, once kept at a distance, became club head and was trusted to be concert mistress. I was generally happy. I hoped to answer to everyone's expectations, even if it hindered studying for music college entrance exams. I wanted to give my all. And who doesn't? But I was made to realize that for my own peace of mind, I was only using everyone to distract myself from loneliness. And Shiori was the one I depended upon most. Since Shiori, superb in more ways, relied on me, it ensured my pride was maintained. Having it pointed out, I finally became aware. That's why I quit as concert mistress, to distance my heart from the club and Shiori. I wanted to avoid depending on those around me and my performances losing their identity. Above all, I despised my own wretchedness, depending on and using other people. Depending on is a healthy thing, because you're recognizing another person's talents, and then you're able to seek knowledge and help from that individual because of their specialities. But the term using other people means that you're not necessarily getting something out of a person because you want to get something out knowledge-wise, but you're just using it for your own nefarious means. As a result, I didn't even help Shiori when she was troubled and pushed her away. I want to realize my dream. I want to erase my loneliness. I don't want to lose my identity. I'm always just selfish. I obtained a world all to myself, a world where I'd be myself at the cost of loneliness. Was this world worth hurting people precious to me to obtain? Was there no other path? Those thoughts have stuck in my mind, never to go away. Loneliness is a truly frightening thing, feeling like you're all alone. Miss Abby didn't say a single bad thing. While she was quite blunt in parts, I feel she was largely correct. But that's exactly why it was so scary. Having a dependence I wasn't even aware of identified. Then prodded at. It shocked me deeply. And having it pointed out that my performances would no longer be my own instilled me with panic. I don't mean to blame it on Miss Abby, but it's evident that conversation changed me. My firm axis became crooked. I lost confidence in my own thoughts and actions. I have to wonder whether it weren't for that, I may have been more natural towards Shiori as well. Despite having hardly talked at all until that point, I felt like Miss Abby saw right through me. She must always be observing people. In addition, her mind works fast, and she's skilled at moving people. That's why I'm afraid of Miss Abby. I'm sorry. It's not a pleasing topic, is it? Miss Abby is your friend, after all. No, that's okay. I should be going. Your coffee's gotten cold, hasn't it? Go ahead and ask for a refill. What? That's fine, I'll pay for it myself. It's alright. Consider it my thanks. This is something I've never been able to tell anyone before, so I felt a little bit better having you listen, Miss Ui. Thank you for today. Well then, see you. Miyuki, you said that violin was all you had, but I really don't think that's true. You're being so calm and logical. I think it's amazing and invaluable. I can see the sparkles in Aoi's eyes. And on top of that, all your concerns over the club and crying over Natsume, I feel like you're a passionate person. Dependence, using people. Sure, if you really boil down the relationships you make with others, I guess they do come down to that. But they're also doing the same to you. It's not a one-way system. The way you worry so much over that, it may come off as awkward, but I think you're a really sincere person. I like that about you, Miyuki. So please don't say that all you have is a violin. Thank you. Miss Ui, please don't lose sight of what is most important to you and what your heart tells you to do. I don't want you to be left with regrets like myself. So, be cautious of Miss Abby. Oh, we've learned that. We've definitely learned that from Akari, to be cautious. Cautious. I'd known Akari and Miyuki were acquainted because Akari told me. But to think they had that conversation, I didn't know they talked about Natsume. I never asked. Akari's lazy and hates to do things that are pointless, so she wouldn't normally talk that much. When Akari talks to me, it's when she's trying to persuade me or change the situation. In other words, when she's trying to move something. Her going out of her way to speak with to Miyuki, who she wasn't close with, was it because she was trying to move Miyuki for some reason? In truth, Akari's words did cause Miyuki to keep a distance from Natsume, straining their relationship. But to what end? Why was there a need to do that? What was Akari trying to do? Oh, come on. Between this and the Mayukama thing, I can't but wonder about Akari. I intended to reinvestigate Natsume to start with, and yet, to think there'd be so much coming up about Akari that has me curious. Maybe in order to get to the conclusion about Natsume, you need to investigate about Akari. I'm exhausted. Thinking about this to myself is making me more and more confused. If only I could discuss with someone. I wonder if Natsume was thinking over her troubles in the same way, since she wasn't able to consult with Hakagigi or Miyuki. Consult about her troubles. Oh yeah, I forgot about it. But wasn't there some hearsay about Natsume consulting someone? The Chancellor! Yeah, that's right. There was some info like that. But who did she consult with again? Okay. Tomorrow I'll try hitting up the person Natsume consulted with. Maybe they'll know something. The Chancellor in the school. I knew at some point she had to be involved. Doing club work again today, Aoi? You could take a break sometimes. Yeah, I know, but I enjoy doing it, so it's no problem. Are you cleaning your room again, Akari? Uh-huh. Got a bunch of buyers for the clothes and shoes I put up for sale, so I gotta ship those out. Sounds like a lot. Well, good luck. You're trying to act natural. Be cautious of Akari, huh? Sorry, Miyuki, but I just can't view Akari as that hostile. She's my closest friend. What was Akari trying to do? Why did she steal the letters between Natsume and Hahagigi? There's so much I'm curious about, but first, I have to finish my initial objective, investigating Natsume. Okay, let's get to it. I believe that it's the... Okay, counselor in which we need to consult with. Yeah, that's right. Natsume discussed something with the counselor. Unable to talk about it with her family, friends, or seniors, no doubt there was no one but the counselor she could turn to. The counselor should know something about Natsume's troubles. I have to get it out of her. But she did say before that she couldn't discuss people who consulted with her. What to do then? Files. Actually, hold on. Maybe there's no need to ask about Natsume directly. If I bring up topics that might have some relevance to Natsume, I might be able to get info on her through our conversations. The counselor here does seem a little bit careless after all. If I guide her along properly, she might accidentally tell me something. Well then, let's see what we have to show for it. Hello, Miss Uri. Something you want to discuss? No, but I've got time to spare, so I kind of feel like wanting to chat. Is that okay? Of course. Give me a moment. I'll go and pour some tea for you. Thank you. Always need tea for the maid. Alright, for the time being, I'll just keep talking about whatever pops in my head. Well, but it would be good if I brought up a weird subject and upset her. I guess, gotta be careful. Clubs, term exams, fun. What? Hobbies? Do you have any hobbies, Miss Counselor? I'm into needle fitting lately, but it always turns out strange. It's pretty difficult, you know. Hometown, lovers, fave food, food dislikes. Oh gosh. Work? It's sort of late to be asking, but what sort of job is it? Being a school counselor. It's mainly having conversations with students. Depending on the situation, I may share them with teachers. Is that all? Seems pretty cushy. It's not like that at all. It was a huge ordeal to earn my qualifications as a clinical psychologist, even if it may look like I'm relaxing right now. Yeah, that's irritating. Salary, no. Winter break, no. Oh, nothing. Damn. Miss Uri, could we wrap this up soon? I feel kind of tired. Let's talk again some other time, okay? Okay, thank you very much. I didn't sound good. It hasn't even been that long. Did I accidentally bring up a topic she didn't like? Work. Yeah, I don't think she likes work. How does our school look to your eyes, Miss Counselor? Do you think it's a good school? Well, now, I think it's quite a good one, yes. Full of good girls and the teachers are kind as well. Term exams? End of term exams are close. It's rough. I'm not that smart. I envy smart students. Well, do your best and study then. But be careful not to stress yourself, okay? Bad incidences, hobbies, favorite animals. Do you have a favorite animal? For instance, lots of people like cats, don't they? Ooh, cats! Natsume cats! I think cats may be my favorite as well. There are quite a few cat likers among those who come to talk to me, with me too. Oh, damn it. Hometown, lovers. Say, do you have a lover or any... Oh my god. I don't. Not for the past few years, at least. Ugh, don't ask me things like that. Yeah, that's bad. That's your bad thing to ask. Skills. Oh, are there any foods you dislike? I can't deal with wasabi myself. I can't eat octopus no matter what. That bandy taste is just too much. Ugh, think of it makes me sick. Another conversation she does not like, secrets. I take it there are lots of girls who come to discuss secrets of you in the counseling room, huh? Indeed, some consult on me on things they can't tell family or friends, since it hurts to have a to bear a secret all on your own. Worries. You may be the one offering consulting, sorry, but do you have worries of your own? Worries, Some of the things students talk to me about have me at a loss for what to do, but it's not as if they're things I alone can help with. Romance. Oh, salary, I don't mean to select that. That's a bad topic. I think it varies a lot. It seems to depend considerably on full-time or part-time, public, institutional, private. But don't ask about things like that, please. Yeah, that's irritating. There's your bad thing or winter break. There's a month to go until winter break. I'm looking forward to it. Do you have any plans? I always go back to my home in Hyogo for winter break, and I have to get souvenirs for all my co-workers and friends, so it's always a lot of luggage to bring back. Oh, at least it's not a bad conversation. But again, it's bad, I feel like. Some of the topics just go flying past, and that's not great. Come on, that's really dumb. Like, the skills part just overlaps with the food, but yet the food comes up first. And that's the perfect run. There's a month to go until winter break. I'm looking forward to it. Do you have any plans? I always go back to my home in that place for winter break, and I have to get souvenirs for all my co-workers and friends, so it's always a lot of luggage to bring back. I think I've already said this one. And that's it. That's all the topics. And I'm not really getting anything fruitful. What should I do? Say, Miss Ui, there was something I wanted to ask you. Is that okay? Huh? What is it? Running the newspaper club, I imagine you're well informed about not just the school, but things near the school. Well, maybe. I'd say it depends on the information. Something you want to know? Do you know the person they call the cat hag? Ah, yes, that cat-loving old lady who lives behind the school. What about her? What sort of person is she? If you know, could you tell me? I heard she's an oddball who keeps many cats, and even goes after fleeing strays. I've heard the same, and that she gets complaints from City Hall for not keeping her cats under control. I've also seen her in person, and she seemed kind of scary, muttering things to herself. I wonder if it's dementia. I see. So perhaps there isn't anything I can do alone. I wonder what can be done. So, why the cat hag? It's nothing. I was just a bit curious. Please forget about it. Oh, look at the time. Why don't we call it there? Come visit me any time, Miss Ui. Thank you very much. Nothing useful out of that. Nothing. A cat hag. Come to think of it, I totally forgot. But the cat hag is technically connected to Natsume. The lunch lady in the cafeteria told me she was seen with Natsume. That's all the information I have, but when I saw her in person, she scared me too much for me to have the courage to question her. I ended up just leaving it there. I wonder why the counselor asked me about the cat hag out of the blue. Hoping to hear about what she discussed with Natsume. I brought up topics that felt relevant to Natsume. Yet why did the cat hag come up? Natsume liked cats. She was seen crying while feeling a stray cat. The cat hag keeps a lot of cats. She was spotted walking with Natsume. Rather than amusing incidents, have you had any unfortunate occurrence lately? Not personally, but I've heard of bad things happening. Like what? Something someone told you about? Yes, but it's all rather terrible. I don't want to upset you, Miss Uri, so I'll choose not to say anything. Sorry. You may be the one offering consulting, but do you have worries of your own? Worries? Some of the things students talk to me about have me at a loss for what to do. But it's not as if they're things I alone can help with. I recall Natsume's reason for not revealing her worries to Hagagigi. I thought my phone was going off there. She didn't want to upset her. Meanwhile, she told Miyuki she had a problem she couldn't do anything about herself, so she had to consult someone. The counselor mentioned an incident a student told her about that was upsetting. Furthermore, she said she was worried about something a student told her, but that she couldn't do anything about it alone. Their respective remarks sound similar to each other, don't they? Could those worries be one and the same? There. I can't change the things around me, so all I can do is change myself, and to do that there's things I have to resolve. One of them depends on me. I could take action on it right away if I have the courage, but I'm having a hard time bringing to myself to. And another is a problem that I doubt I can do anything about alone, so I have to discuss it with someone. And that someone was Miyuki. Natsume had two options. One of them she discussed with a counselor, but even the counselor found it difficult to deal with the issue, so it's still yet to be resolved. Since the counselor is still troubled by it after Natsume's death, it's not a personal problem with Natsume's, it's something separate. And the counselor asked me about the cat hag, without any context. No, it's not like there wasn't any context. She was reminded about Natsume through our conversation. It's because she was reminded of Natsume that she asked me about the cat hag. Putting it all together, that means the worry Natsume had to do with the cat hag. Had to do with the cat hag? I'm honestly not confident whether I'm on the right track, but it's about all I can think of as the things right now stand. In any event, I'll have to talk to the cat hag to know, huh? You know, the cat hag was someone whose name came up early in the investigation as connected to Natsume. I should have talked to her sooner instead of staying away out of fear, dang it. Especially when you don't have Akari with you. Okay, I saw the cat hag's house before, so I know where that is. Now I'll go talk to her. But I have way too little prior information about the cat hag, huh? I don't even know her real name. If I just go meet with her, I'm not sure I have much of a lead to start off with. If I mess this up, I'll bet it will be hard to try again. I guess before I go to her house, I'll do some light questioning. Might be able to get some info that'll be useful to me later. Questioning like. And now we've got an interview mode. What is the cat hag like? Oh yeah, we'll just ask the person that we just talked to about her. You investigated the cat hag? I think you should refrain from that. But anyway, I don't know any details. I'm feeling kind of hungry. Maybe I'll go buy some cookies at the cafeteria. Fine, I guess we're doing this again. We're asking people around for things again. Ah, the cat hag. She's been acting a bit strange lately, that one. I'm worried, but it's not as if I can do anything. Lately? Hasn't she always been strange? She's caused cat-related trouble for a while, but her personality wasn't that unusual. Always puts on a gentle smile and you can hold a proper conversation. But you can't go through to her lately. She's always muttering to herself, abruptly laughing or screaming. And she hasn't been seen in public much, it seems. Abruptly laughing or screaming sounds like hysteria. Is that so? That's scary. Yeah, but that's very important to know. And I think also the The infirmary, the doctor slash nurse there is also an important person to talk about or talk to about this because of well conditions and stuff like that. So let's not interrupt any clubs. Can't go to 3. Let's go to 2. I think I've heard the name before. I recall she's some weird old lady, right? With dementia, maybe? Okay, so even she thinks she has dementia. Well, I'm almost a third year and I've never joined the club. It'd be way too late at this point, huh? It's never too late until a fat lady sings. I don't know her. But, you mean like a cat lady? You know, there are lots of strays around here. Haven't seen many lately, though. Next time, put an interview with Mr. Fujimura in the school paper. I love Mr. Fujimura. He's so soothing. If you say so. The other day, there was a stray cat, so I was petting it. Then the cat hag came along and got super mad at me. Couldn't make out what she was saying, though. Some random gibberish. That gross guy at my work found me on social media. I got shivers when he started creeping in my DMs. It will be bitter if I block him. What do I do? Block him! Get him out of your life! Oh, the old lady with the unkempt hair? She's super scary. Walking around muttering to herself. If you see her at night, she's like a ghost. Did you see her at night then? Maybe because I keep using apps to put filters on my photos. Whenever I look in a mirror lately, I'm like, gah! But even when you see your face in the mirror, your mind corrects it, apparently. Which means, gah! I'm trying to differ between the different sound effects, sorry. Right, 2D. Why are you looking to her? Well, anyway, I don't know anything. I had a fight with my boyfriend and we broke up. Well, whatever. Sounds like you go through them like, I don't know, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, etc. Oh, the cat hag. I know she causes problems, but I don't want to blame her too much. I feel bad for her and all. You feel bad for her? Did you know something about her situation? I heard about it from my parents. See, the cat hag lost her son in an accident. That could be a catalyst towards mental issues, unfortunately. Since her husband passed away young, the cat hag's son was really dear to her. While after his death, she seemed depressed enough that there was a worry she'd kill herself to follow him. But she gradually regained her spirits after taking in the cat her son had owned. She frowned over it like if it was her own child. That was what she set things off. She started to pick up one stray after another. Once she couldn't keep any more in her house, she started going out and feeding strays directly. That got in disputes with the neighbours. I see, so that's the history. I think my dog is the cutest in the whole world, but I'm sure other owners feel the same way. It's not about being number one, but being your only one. If you have more than that, then they're all your number one. Sorry, I don't know. Maybe Mr. Fujimura or a teacher would know. What age is Mr. Kakiyama, I wonder? He's much younger than my dad. Oh, but my dad actually has... Oh gosh, that's a bit of a roast. The cat hag. I feel like I've heard of her before, but... Sorry, I just don't know. I was so sleepy today, I took a nap in the infirmary. It was a little refreshing. Staying up all night is no good at all. Exactly. I've done that. Staying up all night is no good. Oh, the weird old lady who likes cats? I've seen her, but I try to stay away. I'm allergic to cats, you see. It's really horrible thinking that you have a love for something, but you're allergic to that something. So let's say if you love cats, but you have an allergy to cats. Like, that is so conflicting. I want to put pink highlights in my hair. Do you think I'll get yelled at for that? But we'll say hair dye is okay, so it's fine, right? Like, every school has their own different rules. I've seen her a few times, but I feel like she was pretty normal, really. But she smelled intensely of cats. I read out smiled. My sister's working hard on entrance exams, but the past exam questions were super tough. It was like I solved them so easily before, you know? Because as you progress, things do get tougher. That's called progression and evolution, etc. I've seen her a couple of times. She sort of just looked like a regular old lady, but apparently she causes all sorts of issues. I want to see a movie at the theatre again soon. If it was more fun than watching it at home. What time do we have on the old recording? Although a lot of it was down to trying to select all of the different possibilities of what not irritate the counsellor. I don't know her. You should ask someone else. Are you investigating something again? Newspaper club seems like a busy time. Best of luck. Thank you. It's nice being inspired. Cat hag. The heck? Is there a song called Hat? I heard there's beautification committee work to do even over winter break. This is worse. I want to be a third year and quit it right away. Nope. Sorry, don't know at all. Feels like the adults might know more than us. You're not investigating Natsume anymore? Well, I guess it's hard to do when someone who's dead. Hey! Just because I was solely invested in investigating Natsume for like a month straight does not mean I'm going to always do it for the rest of my days, you know? Who's that? Is she famous? Aoi, aren't you cold in just a cardigan? You'll catch a cold if you don't keep warm. Thank you for concerning for our health. Ah, I might have heard that name, but I've never seen her before. I thought about joining the cooking club, but I heard their only day off is Thursday. I'd want to join if I could relax more than that. Hey now, you invested in your club, but you invest into. I haven't seen her lately. I'd spot her feeling cats before though. Maybe she's staying inside because it's gotten cold. I see Abby hasn't been around after school lately. If you ever feel lonely, want to chat with us? Maybe you're busy with the club, huh? I'm always busy finding new bits of info. What? Who's that? I don't know her. Term exams are way too close. I gotta say, but I don't want to study. Ugh, it's a dilemma. I want to do well, but at the same time, I don't want to put any effort to study for it. I know how that feels. Auditorium is busy. We can't ask clubs anymore. We can't go into clubs anymore. We can't go out into clubs anymore. That. Sight of that. No. Let's see. Staff room. No. Principal's office. No. We've only been in there once, and that was at the very beginning of the stage 1 segment of the game. Social studies room. Cat hag? That strange old lady? She causes lots of cat problems. Between pushing the limits of animal hoarding and going around feeding strays, she's in need of watching. Don't go getting involved now. I will do my best now. What question should I put on the term exam? She's such a pain in the butt. Why don't I put in something that has no relevance to the exam whatsoever because, well, that's going to throw students off. Oh, I thought my doorbell went. That's why I went downstairs. Let's see. Library? Librarian. I don't know. The person who lives around here? I don't know much about the neighborhood. It's already dark outside, huh? It gets dark so early this time of year. So it makes me want to go home early. You sure? It looks pretty bright to me, but then again, there may just be lights on inside. And you say that it's dark, but when we go out here, it's pretty bright. I'm not trying to criticize the developers for that dialogue, but that's just kind of ironic. Oh, I was thinking about asking the 3 here that usually hang around these parts. I hear the cat hag called her cats her children, you know. So she'd go around thoughtlessly feeding strays. I suppose it's dementia, isn't it? I wonder, aren't all you girls cold in skirts? I can't wear anything that's short anymore myself. Not a chance when it's cold. I feel like I've done, well, minus the skirt part, but I feel like I've needed to put more layers on as I've gotten older throughout the years. Like, you feel the cold a bit more than you used to. But then again, when you're a child, you're always super active and jumping up and down like if you just had a coffee and a can of Monster all combined. I think that is everybody. Oh, we should ask a little more so there's somebody in which we've missed out on. Oh, the janitor. That's right, the janitor. He must have seen some stuff. The cat, eh? I used to see her quarreling with people from City Hall, but it's been quiet lately. Huh? Did City Hall give up? Who can say? I've seen fewer strays lately too, so maybe there's been less trouble there. Or maybe there's just trouble around the areas in which the cat hag actually goes to. Ooh-hoo, investigating something again. It's little Miss Detective's comeback time. God damn it, man. There we go, we can finish up. We'll do that after a lovely... Oh, I should not have saved over that one. Oh, that's alright. Finish the questioning for now. Oh, where do we go now? Do we go behind the score? Iris. Oh, Cat Hag's house. God damn it. So we actually know where it is. This is the place. The Cat Hag's house. Ugh. The smell is really awful up close. It's like beastly. I can't but neighbours force disputes given this foul smell. Living here seems pretty nuts. I think the Cat Hag might be nosebblind. Enough! No point in getting nervous. Let's go on the attack. But not the physical attack. There's a nameplate. So her family name is Tamura. Alright. Miss Tamura. Hello. Mrs. Tamura, my name is Ui, a second year at Cosmos Girls Academy. There was a little something I wanted to ask you about. Do you have time? You're a bad un or a good un? I'm a good un. For the Girls Academy, right? That school's got bad uns and good uns. I'm asking which you are. I'm not a delinquent, but certainly not an honest student either. What should I say? Can't say it clearly. Dunno, maybe. Well, if you're a dumb un, you can't be a bad un, so fine. How'd you come to that conclusion? She went off. Since she left the door open, does it mean I can come in? Pardon me. Alright. I'd imagine it'd be crawling with cats, but it's not like that, really. But yeah, the smell and all the stenches and scratches on the walls and floors. Is this a cat's doing? Where the heck cat hag go? Guess I'll head up for now. Upwards and onwards. Upwards. Oh, come. Escape work. I don't know if it's just you, but sometimes when you press escape, it doesn't really do stuff. What? I didn't even see what there was. I didn't expect any dialogue from the toilet. Oh, we can't go. What was that sound? I do not know. Let's see. An old washing machine and a basket of clothes. Oh, I shouldn't probably stare too much. The sink is yellowed. I guess it gets like that when it's old. It seems to get cleaned, but... Oh, sometimes I hate it when you walk to it, it interacts or something like that. I prefer it when you have to press enter to interact with something. She's not around here. Leaflets for a supermarket. Seems she's using the back of them to write notes. Stove, oven, rice cooker, just regular old appliances. But all of it looks old. Lots of newspapers. I wonder if if she bundles them up and has them recycled. Detergent, trash bags, packing tape. This all feels like the sort of stuff stores throw in as a bonus. What else? The sink's sparkling, so she's probably polishing it. Surely she'd get mad at me going around looking in the fridge, but I also don't really want to look. Yeah, exactly. Ugh, it smells. I wonder if there's raw garbage inside. There's a lot of tableware. Does she use this much living alone? No, I guess she just doesn't throw away the old stuff, Oh, retro clock. Is it working? This TV's bulky. How many years old is this? They definitely don't sell anything this thick anymore. Nope. I don't want to be staring at a trash can in someone else's home. This blanket is all stained too. Sure enough, these stains are from cat pee, aren't they? It does kind of smell. I don't want to think about it. Old family photos. Is this a cat hag's family? I heard her husband and son passed away. This way? Yeah. There's two portraits on the altar. Which would they be for? Are those your husband and son? Offer a prayer every morning and evening. Done it for decades now. Do you want me to join you, or...? Don't you worry about it. So now, what was it that you wanted to ask? It's dinner time, so make it quick and head home. Ah, yes, you see... Come to think of it, Mrs. Takamura, I heard you kept a lot of cats, but I don't see any. All went away. Did the city take them into their care? They apparently disputed for a while, so it must have been finally intervented. So then, you're alone now. Do you feel lonely? Sure do. Lost a lot of that what I used to have. But no help for it. Was all my mistake. Is that so? I suppose there isn't any help in it, but that's unfortunate. After all, Mrs. Takamura, I heard your cats were precious to you, like your own children. Not about liking them or anything. Now, was all my mistake. What do you mean by that? Cats are demons. Never knew it all along. Was being deceived the whole time. The demons? Cats got on those pointy ears, right? Them's vestiges of their demon horns. All cats are demons. Leave 'em be. They'll call upon bad things. Son got married. Took care of a cat. When he died, it was just me and the cat. Husband already dead. Didn't like dumb animals like them. Didn't want to bother with all the feeding and peeing, but I raised them thinking of them as a memento of my son. Started cuddling up with me and meowing, like my son when he was a little one. Started to find them more and more cute. Was lonely without my husband or son, but not no more. Went feeding strays 'cause they were cute, and a lot of them started living in my house. They started deaf if I left them, so I cared for them. Didn't care but racket from the neighbors or the city. And a girl from your school came to help out. Taught me how I should do this or that. Said she'd talk it out with the city soon. Looked into all sorts of stuff. Could you mean Natsume? But it was all a mistake. Didn't know cats were demons. Cute things, but they deceived me. Even that girl fooled me by keeping quiet. My son's deaf. That was a cat's fault. Called upon bad things. That's why he died before I did. Kept lots of them only because I didn't know. Went and feed strays even. That's why I made them all go away. Oh. What's going on, Aoi? Graves. So that's what you mean by you made them all go away. Are all the cats you kept in the house? See a stray around? I'll strangle them too. Strangle them, burn them, and bury them. No burial. They'll come back as monsters. That's so horrible. You just killed all of them. So, you're bad enough after all. Same as that girl. That girl cried, calling it cruel, so cruel, cried and told me to stop it, even though she'd been deceiving me. You're the same as that girl, sticking up for demons. Think I should have been even more misfortunate? Leave! Won't talk with banners who'll trick me again. Leave right now! This was it. This is what was troubling Natsume. Natsume, who liked cats, couldn't ignore the cat hag's irresponsible hoarding, so she helped her out. But the cat hag suddenly killed her cats, with a bizarre reason of cats are demons who summon bad things. Natsume and the cat hag seemed reasonably friendly, even, but she rejected Natsume and didn't listen to her pleas to stop. Something that's horrible. I can understand why she couldn't say it to her best friend Hagagigi. Telling her parents would probably just result in her being told not to get involved with a sketchy old lady, especially knowing what they're like. That's why she could only tell it to the counselor, but it was too much even for her, so it didn't get resolved. Cats are demons. To kill the cats you found over because of such an outrageous idea. I just can't believe it. I can't believe it as well. Rather than not believing it, it's so incoherent I can't understand. It's terrifying. Why did the cat hag start to believe cats were demons? Surely she didn't think so back when she was raising them at least. Is it a symptom of dementia? But from talking to her, she seems surprisingly normal. I want to know, what changed the cat hag's thoughts? What happened to her? Well, but I can't ask her anymore, with her acting so threateningly. Should I try questioning people more about the cat hag? But who should I ask? What do I ask? What should I do? How can I know? What can give me a breakthrough? Did Natsume know something about this, I wonder? Had she figured out something out? Cafe? No, but I do like the idea of a coffee right about now. Yeah, our expression is down. Very down. Natsume's house? Nope. Sakura was probably the first person I thought of. Obviously not here. This is Hahagigi, and she's probably most likely left now for the other school. Oh, we can't go there. Iris. How come we can't go to the academy? Is it because it's already too late? Home. And where do we go next? Oh, the diary. Natsume was dealing with the issue of the cat hag all on her own, a worry that couldn't be resolved even by discussing it with the counselor. I'm sure this diary must contain some information about it. If I read it, I might learn about the reason of the cat hag's change. Far more than that. I know all about Natsume's other worries and what she was thinking. Up until now, I've worked hard to investigate and uncover the truth on my own power. So I decided I absolutely wouldn't read this diary. Another person's diary isn't something you should be reading to start with. But as much as I search, uncertainties pop up one after another. I'm just exhausted. All culminating in the cat hag. If it involves someone as impossible to tell the thoughts of as her, it's beyond my grasp. This diary is a letter Natsume addressed to herself. A precious thing that no one but Natsume should read. I know that well, but I have no other options. This diary is all I can depend on. I'll stoop to being the lowliest human who reads other people's diaries. I want to know the truth, no matter what. That's my only driving force, the important feeling that's always remained within me, unchanging. So, I'm sorry, Natsume. I'll be reading your diary, even after all the other times I've told myself that I will promise myself that I'll never read it. Curse me if you want, despise me if you want, call me a foolish, insensitive and selfish person. There's a lock on it? Sounds like 1 o'clock. Ooh. The reason the cat hag went nuts wasn't mentioned anywhere, so not even Natsume knew. No, but more importantly... Akari, have you looked at this before? Aoi, you okay? You seemed kind of lifeless all day. I'm fine. I'm just a little tired. How about you take a break sometime? Heard from Bottle you've been working for the club till late. They're showing this movie. I bet you'd like Aoi. A comedy called The Another Guys. Want to go see it for a change of pace? Thanks, but that's fine. There's somewhere I have to go today. You should go by yourself, Akari, and tell me your thoughts if it's good. I'll watch it later. Oh yeah? Well, I'll be off then. It's good to have a work of it, but don't overdo it. Akari? Hmm? Nothing. Enjoy the movie. Seems like you did have something that you wanted to say. Natsume's diary. Sure enough, a person like me who has no history with her shouldn't be the one to have to do this. There's someone who ought to have this diary far more than me. I need to go hand it over. I feel like now we might actually be able to talk properly about Natsume. At least I want to try. Oh, so you carried her diary with her? With you, sorry. Doing a escort. Yep, I knew it. Ui Senpai, long time no see. Are you on business with a newspaper association? Yeah, that's right. You seem busy yourself, Sakura. Yes, started selections are coming up, so I have to practice hard. I see. Good luck. I'm rooting for you. I can't give Sakura this diary. I mean, it has things in it that Natsume wouldn't say even to Sakura. I can't entrust it to her. Then who would be the chosen one if it's not her sister? You four there. Okay, that seems fascinating. Not you. You want something, Ui? I know Murakami adored Natsume, but now I can't give her the diary. Not really anything in particular. Are you work off today, Murakami? That's right, if you're bored, want to chat? I'll pass. I am technically doing club work. Yeah, got it. But don't work too hard, alright? You seem kind of sickly. Be sure to get enough iron. Ah, that's your way of saying get enough sleep. Also get enough iron as in the nutrients by iron. Get what I mean, damn it. Okay, onwards and upwards. Where do we go next? Who do we go to? Where do we go next? Somewhere. Anywhere. Music? Oh, okay. I'm Hagagigi. I wonder if she's the one who she's thinking of. Yeah, thought so. Ui, why are you here? Oh, hello, Hagagigi. Were you out somewhere? Just for some shopping. Did you need something from me? No, I just happened to be nearby. I'll leave now. Okay, bye. I absolutely can't. Absolutely not Hagagigi. What was I thinking? But who are you thinking then? Yourself? Not the parents? Then who would be the entrusted one? I was thinking, oh, fiancé. Yep, fiancé. Didn't you said you wouldn't be coming to see me again, Ui? That was the plan, but something came up that I obviously had to talk to you about, Yasuka. Sorry, but I can't do anything more about Shiori if I want to investigate, ask someone else. And you shouldn't visit me any alone. Won't Abby be worried? I'm on my own right now. I decided to investigate Natsume alone this time. Akari's not involved. Oh, and it's not like I want to ask you something. Yasuka, I just want to talk. Because I might have learned Natsume's secret. I know this is sudden, but I want you to have this, Yasuka. Diary? Shiori's handwriting, so then... When visiting Natsume's house, I found this hidden away by complete coincidence. You just took it? Without anyone objecting? Yes. The lock looks to have been pried open. Did you do that? Did you break it open and read it? I know, I'm the absolute worst for taking someone's diary and reading it. I had reasons, for what it's worth, but of course I've no intention of refusing to admit my faults. I understand I've done a bad thing. If you want to criticize me, I'll let you have it at it later. For now, I just want to talk about Natsume. And what were they, your reasons for having to read Shiori's diary? In the course of investigating, I've learned there are two things that were deeply troubling Natsume before she died. 2. One is the one you know, Yasuka, and the other has to do with a person called the Cat Hag. I know of her, an old lady who's causes troubles involving cats. Shiori was helping her, I believe. Indeed, Shiori did tell me that she couldn't just ignore the Cat Hag. As fellow cat lover, she felt sorry for her in numerous ways, but I never heard Shiori say anything about her being troubled over her. I see. So Natsume didn't talk to Yasuka about the Cat Hag either. In that case, it's best that I don't say the details either, but who'll know if he reads his diary. Natsume seemed to be worried about the Cat Hag, who she'd been close with, acting strangely all of a sudden. I talked to the Cat Hag myself, and she was certainly strange, talking about incomprehensible things, doing horrible things. I had to know, no matter what, why the Cat Hag became that way, but I had no way of knowing, not even a single lead. So I read Natsume's diary, despite knowing it was something I shouldn't read. And judging from your attitude, the answer was not inside the diary. Right. I thought Natsume would have known something, but... I see you did have reasons of your own. Your feelings are clutching at straws. Well, I can understand those too. I won't exactly criticize you. This diary belongs to Shiori, so it doesn't make sense for me to get mad about you reading it. It's not the Cat Hag you wanted to talk to me about, was it? Yeah. Natsume's other worry, the secret she'd been hiding. She wrote a lot about it in the diary. Of course I wanted to know about the Cat Hag, but now I'm more curious about that. Curious? You mean you want to confirm its validity? No. I'm not about to doubt Natsume's own words addressed to herself. It's just, I felt like I couldn't sit still, like I couldn't process it alone. What did you think, reading the diary and learning Shiori's true feelings? Honestly, at first, I found it almost anticlimactic, like that's all her worry was. It's not that big of an issue, I thought. A bit different from the norm, but it's really just a commonplace worry. But that's something I can say because I'm a person who's not bound by anything, isn't it? I realised that if I had the same conclusion in a position like Natsume's, it would probably be really difficult. With parents running a big company, a fiancé chosen for you, and above all, a little sister you want to care for, it occurred to me that in a position like that, I probably wouldn't be able to put my own feelings first. Natsume's desire not to let Sakura know her secret, I can understand it now. If Natsume made her secret public, she'd inevitably dispute with her parents. I can't imagine most parents of hers would respect her feelings. And if that weren't enough, if Natsume went against her parents, there's no telling what consequences that would have for Sakura. And indeed, they do seem to be trying to use Sakura in place of Natsume now. Like if the first daughter didn't work, let's try the second. Natsume's judgment in keeping her secret hidden was correct, but it must have been painful. And at any rate, I know clearly now what Natsume was thinking and what she was trying to do. The reasons for her actions that had confused me so. What she was trying to do on that rooftop that night. I reached an understanding of everything I hadn't known, and now though it really is late in every sense, I felt so pained by the fact that Natsume died. Natsume dying before she could fulfill her ambitions. It's so vexing. Yasuka, did you hear anything about Natsume's accident, like from her family say? I heard about it from Sakura, who she was with at the time, and what happened, but that's it. That's all. I see. When I talked to you before, Yasuka, you were convinced Natsume had killed herself. Now I know why you thought that. You thought Natsume, failed, right? And devastated by that, she took her life. That's what you thought, wasn't it? Isn't it? That's right. It seems your guess was half right, as far as I've learned. It was? You mean? Yeah. So I see. Hearing that it wasn't that, and had just been an accident, brought me relief that it had all been a needless worry of mine, but now I feel upset as well, but I couldn't sympathize with Shiori. I was rooting for her. I bet Natsume was glad to have you as her ally, Yasuka. It's just simple curiosity, so I only want you to tell me if you aren't opposed. What kind of relationship was there between you and Natsume? Another flashback. A cafe? After school tomorrow? Yeah, want to have tea together? If not, some other time is fine. That would be fine. Should I come to your school to pick you up? Pick me up? I don't need anything like that. Okay then. Likes a cafe over in Ryzen? Is Natsume enthusiastic about her marriage to me, I wonder? If so, it'll be hard to say that I have no intention of marrying her. What should I do? Wasn't it the discovery of your own volition of wanting to marry her? Delicious. I just love Mont Blancs. Natsume, is this just a date, or is there something else going on? Why do you think that? Because this cafe is usually far from other houses and schools, I wonder if you didn't want family or acquaintance to see us. You're sharp. Well then, guess I'll get to the point. Yasuka, I can't marry you. That's what I wanted to say today. Huh? Oh, it's not like I hate you or anything. It's a much simpler reason than that. So that's why I don't want to marry. Not just you, but anybody. We didn't get to hear the context. I bet you were surprised. Sorry if I made you uncomfortable bringing this up all of a sudden. But if I was going to refuse marriage, I at least wanted you to know the truth about why, Yasuka. It felt unfair to keep silent about it. Telling you is my own sort of integrity. And besides, honestly, you weren't eager to marry me either, were you? Weren't you thinking of refusing? So let's call off this engagement. We could just explain to our parents that I was opposed. I intend to tell my parents what I told you someday, but right now I can't. Because it will make trouble for Sakura. If my parents found out I wasn't going to marry anyone, they'd have Sakura take my place. That's the way they are. Sakura's very precious to me. I want her to do whatever she likes, really enjoy herself, and be with whoever she likes. Once I'm older and have enough independence, I intend to have a frank talk to my parents, but I'll have to hold on till then. In any event, I don't want to make you have to endure that with me, because it's my own issue. So please, let's call off our engagement. I'll take special care to avoid any trouble for you as Yasuka. I think you've already done that path of causing trouble. Thank you for telling me, Natsume. There's something I'd like to say as well. Is that alright? I want you to marry me. What? You weren't listening to me, right? I know. That's why I want you to marry me, because we're in a similar boat. Then, Yasuka, you're... I never loved anyone. Not in a romantic sense. I can at least imagine what it might feel like to fall for someone, but I can't understand nor sympathize. I can't surely say for sure it will always be that way, but I get a feeling what it will be. That's likely the kind of person I am. Indeed, I meant to refuse marriage too, not because of you. I would refuse no matter who it was. You and I have been put in similar circumstances such as our parents. If I naively told those people the truth that I wouldn't marry, it would undoubtedly cause a stir. It'd obviously be forced upon me. I figured I would somehow talk my parents into breaking it off, but if that's the way you feel, it changes the situation. Two negatives make a positive. Not in this sense! That's more or less what I mean to say. Neither of us have romantic feelings for the other. For that exact reason, can we not just join together on a united front? Until such a day we can stand up to our parents head on, I want to take care of you and keep your true feelings from being lost. Marrying you can be your magic cloak. Concealing the truth until then. We'll pretend to follow suit so that our parents never even inquire into it. In exchange, I tend to do whatever I please as well. Not that that's anything in particular, of course. Are you okay with that, Suka? Of course I am. I'm the one who proposed it, aren't I? No, I mean, it's okay if it's me. You and I have only talked a few times, right? Do you think of me as someone you could put your trust in? To be perfectly honest, I wasn't even thinking of making this kind of proposal until hearing what you just told me just now. But I was glad that you told me your feelings honestly. And I find it amazing. If I were in your shoes, I doubt I have the courage to come out about myself. What's more, you opened up about it not for selfish reasons, but out of concern for me. It takes sincerity to do that. That level of sincerity is plenty for me to respect you, Natsume, and like you as a person. If it's possible that this could arrive at marriage and we end up living together, I would want to be with someone who I could respect. I feel like I could get along well with someone as admirable as you, though of course there's no more than intuition. You can refuse if it displeases you. This is only me asking you to be accomplices in deceiving the world. But if you aren't opposed, please consider joining hands with me. Yasuka, you could be surprisingly bold. Extreme almost. To be honest, I thought you seemed kind of unreliable, but I'm taken aback. I get that a lot. Well, will you consider my proposal? Damn. That's me. Are you crying? Sorry, it's not like that. I'm just so relieved. Tears of joy. It's my first time telling anyone, so I was actually really anxious what I'd do if you reacted poorly. With you accepting it, Yasuka, all the tension left me at once. I'm really glad you're thinking about me so seriously. You're much more sincere than me. Thank you. Then I'll say it again. Please marry me, Natsume. Yes. Though only for a limited time, I'll do my best to not shame you as your partner. I'll be glad to have a relationship of mutual recognition, such that I'd have no regrets even if we do get married. Oh, but for now I'd appreciate your support with my, Of course, I want you to keep it until you're satisfied. I'll be rooting for you. Rooting for one. I never hated or denied myself. I just understand that this is the only way in which I can live. But some part of me was uneasy. Would I never in my life have a bond with someone? That quiet loneliness remained. And then Shiori appeared before me. Shiori and I felt entirely different things, but we had a point in common. Both of us were prone to having to fight against solitude. Perhaps I proposed we join hands because I didn't want to fight the world alone. Maybe it was an underhanded idea that only brought her into my fight. Regardless, we did join hands to not lose ourselves, even if it meant deceiving others, to both do what we wanted to do. Shiori was grateful to me, but I was one who was truly glad. For the first time I learned how joyous it could be for yourself to be accepted. Was their relationship formed only because of our interests aligned? I couldn't deny it, but I feel that there was a definite sense of respect and trust between us. I earnestly supported Shiori, though it wasn't something I could understand. I prayed that she would achieve her desire. The reason I supported her, maybe it was because I saw my own future in the one she was heading toward, because the two of us were alike. Both constrained by our parents' desires. Ever since Shiori died, a certain feeling has hung around me. Powerlessness. I didn't care about anything anymore. With the death of a partner I respected and rooted for, I didn't know what to do. If Shiori could be happy, maybe even I, who felt no love for anyone, could see a ray of hope. I must have been projecting myself on her. I never hated or denied myself, but I must admit, I felt let down by myself for feeling nothing but powerlessness. After all, I didn't even shed a tear at Shiori's death. We all feel that sense of powerlessness because there's nothing really in which we can do. You and Abby must have seen me as a person struggling to protect his late fiancée, which wouldn't be incorrect, but I personally think that desperation came from a desire to do away with my own sense of powerlessness. I couldn't do anything while Shiori lived, so I thought I had to at least protect her precious secret. An impure motive, isn't it? Not for Shiori's sake at all. It was strictly to maintain my own peace of mind. I thought I understood myself to be a dispassionate person, but I can't help but feel disappointed in myself. I've acted trusting only in what I wanted to do, and it protected this result. I even talked Shiori into a sham marriage, saying it was for both our sakes. And there was no point in doing it. Shiori died without being able to achieve what she desired most: freedom. I think all the time that I should have... No! Otherwise she'll feel the same pain that you're going through. Compared to the one who everyone adored, Shiori dying unfulfilled, that would have been far... Don't say things like that. I don't think you're wrong that Natsume failed, but that's not your result, is it? If Natsume's best efforts end in failure, there's no helping that. There's nothing you could do about that. And Natsume's death was a simple accident. It had nothing to do with that failure or her intentions. What would have changed if you died, Yasuka? Natsume wouldn't have to suffer? That's not true, right? Don't say that you should have died. That's just sad. I don't want to hear that. Sorry. You said you couldn't do anything for Natsume while she was alive, but was she hoping for you to do something, do you think? Just you accepting her secret and giving her your support, that made Natsume plenty happy, I bet. And just as you supported Natsume, I'm sure Natsume supported you too. I'm sure there was no helping feeling powerless either. It's nothing to do with you as a person. Because everyone who liked Natsume has been the same way. I've seen lots of people suffering from her loss, so I know. At the very least, I don't think you're a dispassionate person, Yasuka. In fact, I almost feel the opposite. So don't turn to desperation. Don't succumb to darkness or do anything extreme anymore. That thinking of doing anything to protect Natsume's secret definitely wouldn't make her happy. You think so too, don't you? As Natsume's fiancé, you were right beside her, so surely you know what she'd want for you now. Enough despair. Try to remember, about Natsume, what you talked to her about. If you do, maybe you'll find your answer to whether you should be like this. Yes, perhaps you're right. Shiori told me she would do her best to be a person I wouldn't be ashamed to have as a partner. Shiori was a woman practically too good for the likes of me, yet she approved of me. If Shiori were to know what I did to you, she wouldn't just be very angry, she'd probably scorn me. I can't say I'm suitable for Shiori now. This despairing, dangerous self of mine. Shiori may be gone, but I'm sure I should live in a way that wouldn't bring her shame as her fiancé. Perhaps it's not too late to live keeping in mind what Shiori wanted for me. I think so too, Yasuka. Thank you, Uri. Talking with you has cleared my head a bit. I'm truly sorry for before. I did something terrible. If you wish, I'm willing to go where you think is appropriate. But what do you think I should do? It wasn't just me who got followed after or ignored, so I can't really say. But Akari did say it was fine, so if you're reflecting on what you did, I think it's fine. Understood. Then could you tell me, Abby, what I said? Yeah, Akari's been busy lately, so once been settled down, sure. Hey, Yasuka, this is off topic, but if the Natsume family asked, would you marry Sakura? I wouldn't. I only thought of marrying Shiori because she was Shiori. In general, one shouldn't marry when it's against the other person's will, and I doubt Sakura likes me in the first place. That said, she is Shiori's dear sister, so I do intend to support her in whatever way I'm able. Huh, that's good. Ui, have you finished investigating everything to do with Shiori now? Yeah, I think so. There might be nothing left to investigate about her. Although the cat hag, I'm still feeling hazy about that, wondering what in the world happened. But my last ray of hope, Natsume's diary, didn't say anything about it, so I don't know what else I can do. You talked to the cat hag in person, didn't you? Did your conversations not give you any clues? Not at all. All she told me was incomprehensible. Ui, you're very earnest about listening to what people say. I wonder if that's why the words seem to come out so smoothly when talking to you. I just naturally end up saying a lot. Perhaps there's something important you can extract even from your conversation with the cat hag, and you just haven't noticed it. Maybe you should try looking back carefully over what you talked about. There could be a useful hint lurking in there, you know. Look back. You're a bad 'un or a good 'un? From the Girls' Academy, right? That school's got bad 'uns and good 'uns. I'm asking which you are. So, you're a bad 'un after all, same as that girl. You're the same as that girl, sticking up for demons. Think I should be even more misunfortunate. Or, what did you find out? I have to go to check about what I just realized. Huh? Sure, but careful. Be careful. Sorry for troubling you, but thank you for talking to me. I don't know what I should say, but I'm rooting for you, so don't do anything else dangerous. Well, goodbye. Take care. Ui really is a curious girl. Her emotions are easily affected over other people's circumstances, as if they're our own. Does she think she can understand people if she knows them well enough? Maybe that's why she longs to know about others so much. Yet you can never fully understand other people, and it's rare to have a mutual understanding. I worry that someone like Ui could be deeply betrayed someday. I feel sorry for her. Oh, don't worry, she's going to feel betrayed soon enough, I feel. Future Flair talking here regarding this episode and everything that has been going along with it. So, with what has happened so far for our pedestal in this episode, I think we could come to a few different conclusions here. I personally feel that at the end of this road, we're going to be confronting Akari. As Aoi, we're going to be confronting Akari. And what I think is happening and what is going on is that with any associates of Shiori Natsume, Akari has somehow tried to drive a wedge with any of the main characters aside Aoi and any of the teachers that have corresponded with Shiori throughout the game. Mainly Hagagigi, that is really evident considering the fact that Akari has letters in her possession which neither Shiori or Hagagigi have been able to read the opposite person's letters. So there's information there in which neither Shiori or Hagagigi has been able to see there. There's been a lot of confusion throughout the game with the two characters because they have been writing letters to one another, but they never got to the other person. So that was in part 8. In part 9, the wedge between Miyuki and Shiori was definitely a catalyst because of Akari and Miyuki's meeting in the classroom when they were putting labels on those books. Akari mentioning stuff along the lines of Miyuki's music having a lot of boldness to it, and Shiori's music being a little, I don't know what the correct word for it is, but monotonous, or something that I've heard before. But Miyuki's music is bold, but if you continue to associate yourselves with Shiori and be friendly with your orchestra clubmates, then what you're going to do is drive away that boldness and fall into the pit of familiarity. And Akari really knows how to drive into people's weaknesses. She knows how to drive a wedge between people and be able to exploit that. But I feel personally that Akari has some kind of vendetta against Shiori. Like, even at the beginning of the game, Akari was not that phased out when Aoi wanted to investigate into Shiori. It was like, I'll just go along with the ride. You know, I like Aoi. I want her to succeed and do what she does, even if she is insensitive about it. But Akari, in the same way, well, not in the same way, but different ways, is also insensitive. She really knows how to drive people and get their vulnerabilities out into the world. With Kana, for example, her number one weakness is any kind of differences that could be made to her image. So if anything were to happen to her image that is in a negative way, then that is kind of the same thing that if you, let's say, broke the arms of Miyuki, in which she wouldn't be able to use the violin. It's like, you know someone's passion, but in that passion, there is also a lot of weakness. Like, let's say, if you removed my voice, for example, then I wouldn't be able to use this microphone. I would still look into the camera, of course, possibly, but I wouldn't be able to do my hobby as talking right now if somehow my voice was cut off. It's a different angle of being able to target someone's weakness, but at the end of the day, you're still going to cause a lot of harm, both physical and psychological. Physical because you want somehow, well, from Akari's perspective, she wants to somehow sever the link between Shiori's closest friends to Shiori. Hakagigi with the lack of letters. Kana, I'm not too sure on what Akari said to Kana when it comes to Shiori. Aoi, there was definitely a threat sort of thing going on there, but at the same time, what was discussed between Akari and Kana wasn't necessarily a direct confrontation towards Kana and Aoi, but also not a image sort of thing when it comes to Kana's image herself. But there was definitely some kind of reference towards one's own psychological implication of their own self-image. And Akari really knows how to target people's weak spots, as I've said over and over. Let's see, who else is within the fray? Miyuki, Hahagigi, Kana. There's Yasuka, in which Akari managed to try to use the secret in order to free Yasuka from any kind of bait of being reported to the police because of assaulting somebody. And Akari used that assault as leverage in order to try and pry Shiori's secret out of Yasuka, which did not work because of Yasuka's conviction. And from that, Akari was like, okay, I'm going to have to drop this because this is obviously not going to work. No matter what I do, Yasuka is fully resolved in order to preserve and hide Shiori's secret. But then at the end of the episode, right then and there, Yasuka opened up more to Aoi because Aoi discovered another secret in which Yasuka had no idea about, which was what was worrying Shiori. And it had to do with the cat hag lady, which has a very weird and warped complex as to how she perceives things in life, but because of how she perceives like her loved ones, like being very precious to her, she over time went from not liking cats to liking cats to a lot of burials out in the garden. But Yeah, that was tormenting. Like, that was probably one of the darkest things that I've ever kind of had to witness within any of these kind of games. It's like just seeing that gravesite and the catalyst towards that gravesite being that all those cats did not have a natural death. They all were in some ways mutilated, which was horrific, but it does give you that horrific effect that this story in this game has so much depth to it. And I am so glad that vgperson translated this game, because I think they were hesitant because of the amount of story, amount of reading that's going on. But for me, I love reading visual novels, so therefore a game like this is perfect up my alley because it contains a lot of information and a lot of story. So the only person I can think that Akari has not directly tried to drive a wedge between Shiori and that person is Sakura, because how can you possibly drive a wedge between Sakura and Shiori when they're both siblings? The only possibility that I can think of is Sakura's initial hatred towards Shiori because of Shiori's kind of puppet-stringed mechanism going on when it comes to Shiori and Sakura's parents. Like, because of it's their first child, then therefore their parents decide that, well, Shiori should inherit the business in which they run once they are no longer able to run it themselves. They want Shiori to be the perfect individual, one that always does what they're told, because that is the best way in which you can present yourself if you are completely subjected to the whims of your predecessor. And in this case with Shiori, she is and she isn't. At school, she can be more herself, but at home, it feels like she is programmed. Akari is definitely a weird one because she definitely has some kind of hatred towards Shiori. Like, Akari has not, like, said anything similar of Kana's nature, of where it's like, I'm glad you're dead. But when we learn as to why Kana said that, it doesn't feel as heinous as it once was, because I think Uri has deliberately written Kana so that she is initially a character in which you don't really have a lot of sympathy for. But as time has gone on throughout this game, Kana, detached from her three friends, shows that she has some kind of compassion, but she is also quite a self-absorbed individual. That and Miyuki, they both have that as a common trait. They're both very self-absorbed characters. But unlike Kana, Miyuki prefers to be solo, whereas Kana is always engaging with other people. But then again, is Miyuki talking with her other orchestra peers within the club? That's what I want to know. Like, does she do that? Because everyone admires her, but everyone also says that she can be a little intimidating and hard to approach. Not Aoi though. Aoi goes right in there with the questions. But also as well, I'm glad that Aoi and Miyuki kind of concluded from what happened last time where Miyuki grabbed Aoi because of that song title. I forgot what it's fully called, but it does have Thais in it. Thais. But this game is really interesting. I think from a story perspective, I think this is the best written game that Uri has written. When it comes to like adventure and puzzle solving, obviously there is a different spin to that puzzle solving because it's from a detective angle and not from a, you find a key, you go to a room, you discover something, you wake up tomorrow, you find a key, you unlock that room, you discover something, etc., etc. That is kind of like the the gameplay of Paranoiac. And I think Uri has come a long way since Paranoiac, because that's the... No, wait, Insanity was their first game, and then Paranoiac is the second game. But I love delving into stories. Like, I feel like stories is something that you cannot see from the surface of when you look at the game, when you download it. And I feel like Pedestal has a lot of story, which not a lot of people talk about. Especially not in the English language anyways. But I really love this game, and I'm looking forward to seeing what awaits in the future. But what I hypothesize is that Akari sees Shiori as a rival. Now, why do I think of that? Well, I played another game called Prom Dreams, where one of the main characters wanted one of the other characters to not do as well within their academics, because this other character wants to be the top graded student so that she can then go on to a prestigious academy school somewhere else. But you can only get that prestigious slot if you are able to be the top mark student. But this character was only the second top mark student, so therefore she wanted to do anything that she could to stop the other student who is top from always having that top position. So I think Akari sees Shiori as a rival in a similar way. I'm not too sure if it's academical, because Shiori is a smart, talented student, but I believe that has gotten a lot of great grades, and Akari may see that as a potential threat for her own ambitions in life. Like, at the end of the day, we don't really know who Akari is. Like, she's been around with us, but she has not really opened up any kind of emotions. Like, probably the only time was when consulting with Sakura's and Shiori's parents. But then that could be a facade in itself. Like, what if Akari was just faking that? Like, she'd probably do well in poker. Let's just say that. She's probably got a very good, like, poker nature to her. But she's also a very good character at targeting people's weaknesses. Like, Miyuki or Kana, I believe. Was it Miyuki? Pointed that out. Like, Akari is naturally good at being able to find people's weaknesses and exploit that for her own opportunities. Which is, in its own way, a very, very powerful trait to have, but also a very scary one. But there we go. That is this episode of Pedestal. I'm going to make the next episode the last one, but also as well as it will be part 10. It's just a nice number to end the series off, no matter how long it's going to be. And this outro has already gone on for long enough, but I have thoroughly enjoyed Pedestal so far, and I cannot wait to see what is within the next time and final time of our adventures of Pedestal. Thank you all so much for watching, and see you all in the next time. Thank you so much for watching, and take care of yourselves.